Good evening and thank you all for joining us today. My name is Rashmita and I'm the event planner for Microsoft Reactor Bengaluru, India. The session will run over the next 60 minutes including Q&A. The session is being recorded and will be uploaded to our Reactor YouTube channel. I will share the link to our YouTube channel in the chat section soon. Before we begin, please take a moment to read our code of conduct. We are all here to learn together, so please be respectful of other people's views, understanding of differences, being kind and considerate in the way you engage. The chat will be open throughout, and we do encourage you all to participate. Also, please keep your mics muted during the session. I would now like to welcome Jigar, our speaker for today's session. Jigar is a partner and senior solution architect with TechScalable and has 16 plus years of experience. He has trained more than 25,000 plus IT professionals across the globe. He is also a Microsoft certified trainer. But for now, I will hand over to Jigar to begin the session. Over to you, Jigar.
Hi, Asmita. Thank you for your introduction. Hello, everyone. So today we all are here to learn about Azure Cognitive Services, which will help in terms of what do you say, kind of tracking polar bear images. So we're gonna use a compute vision API, and we will understand that how that entire workflow looks like. So let me share my screen, and first of all, we can go through with the agenda. And I'll just stop sharing my video so that we can have a focus session and no other distractions. Uh, so today we are going to discuss. Let me share my screen. Yeah, just let me know if you guys can see my screen. So basically, what we are planning to cover up in today's agenda that we will be going through with Azure Cognitive Services, which is something
Jigar,
available with.
sorry to stop you here. Your voice is not clear, Jigar.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, any distraction or
Yeah, this is better. This is better.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
sure. So uh, uh, we can have a particular okay. So what we are planning to cover up is that we'll be going through with tracking a particular images, and in this particular exercise, we will be talking about tracking a polar bear with Azure AI services, and the functionality is going to be triggered with Azure Functions. And in this, we will be using image vision or the compute vision API at the backend, to be more precise, I can say. And to learn about this entire particular module, so there will be a Microsoft Learn module will be sharing with all of you, so that whatever demo or activity we are going to do during this particular entire session, it will be shared with all of you. You guys can work with that activity from scratch, and there are some step-by-step guideline and activities are given to you, so that when you guys are planning to work with it and configure it, that particular stuff, you will be able to do it. Okay, so let's get started. So first thing in place, we are planning to go through with a couple of cognitive services, and then I'll talk about the architecture part of the today's example, how that is something going to be utilized, and what all the component or maybe you can say a development tool we are going to utilize. So that is something we are going to discuss about it. So first thing in place, when we are working with cognitive services, Azure Cognitive Services, right? So they are built in with some sort of, you can say, it's a kind of like predefined machine learning trained services, which is backed up with variety of built-in ecosystem in terms of services, right? So here I can say vision, speech, language, knowledge, or search sort of APIs will be available. So we will discuss these particular APIs in a detailed discussion. Of course, at least from this particular example point of view. And During this particular session, we will be working with couple of architecture tools, and those tools are going to be maybe you can say we'll be using Azure Functions, we'll be using like Azure account. So if you guys are planning to work with this particular project, then you might have to have these particular components at least in place. So basically, you will be working with Azure Function, Azure subscriptions, and the cognitive services. The Power BI desktop we will be using for visualization purpose. So it will give you some background in terms of how these particular functionality going to be executed. Then what could be the output? How you gonna track that which polar bear is like moving in which locations and how you're gonna find it and all that stuff. Okay, so visualization point of view, we'll be using Power BI as an output. Now, first of all, before getting into the overall discussion, so first of all, we'll understand the architectural activity that what is required to work and get familiar with this particular machine learning activity behind the scene and configure stuff with the help of the overall activity what we are looking at it. So first of all, here I can say when it comes to the implementation of any cognitive services, right? So what Microsoft is offering in terms of cognitive services, which built as an automated system, they are like ready to use AI built-in service, and those services we are going to connect and access within our development. Okay, so how the architecture looks like, what kind of elements we are planning to cover up, and how that backend system going to call your services out of the box, right? So first thing in place in terms of working with this element, what we need is that we need our particular cognitive services to be provisioned. We need couple of storage container and other services to be required. So what I have done to work with this particular entire exercise, I have pre-provisioned couple of services, and I'll explain the architecture, and then we'll go ahead with the step-by-step explanation. So there are three elements in terms of working with this entire exercise. It will be development. Okay, we will go ahead with development environment. There will be a particular Azure services. So and as a part of visualization, we will be using Power BI desktop version, which will help us in terms of fulfilling this entire requirement. So first thing in place, we'll get started with couple of service provisioning. Okay. So in this particular exercise, what we are expecting that I wanted to keep a track of my particular images or my photos which is getting uploaded or pushed into my system. So I just wanted to keep a track of it and see the accuracy, that is it exactly polar bear or is it any other fox or any other animal from that particular photos uploaded, right? So we just wanted to make sure that it will be a kind of image visualization what we are planning to do it. So once the photographs gets uploaded into the system, we just wanted to keep a track of that particular thing. So to do this, we are going to train a machine learning model which helps me to perform image recognition. And to do so, we are planning to use Azure Cognitive Services, and that will be more about image classifications and all, right? So the subcategory of that particular compute vision or custom vision services. So I can consider that it will be an image classification, what I'm expecting. So there are variety of you can say uh, the custom vision API, or you can say the way you want to train your particular machine learning model, that uh, how you want to detect images which is uploaded by user or pushed by user into the system, and you just wanted to get access to those particular elements. So in such case, you can build, train, and test your particular machine learning model and you can call those particular API programmatically within your customized solution. So probably right now we're going to use it a function app which will help us to perform that particular activity, right? So you will get API or REST API, both the kind of call, and you can build your own custom vision model, and that model going to be supported in your overall development activity and all. So I'll talk about that as well, that how you can create your model, what kind of options available, and what are the elements we need to play around with that particular services. Okay. So first of all, I'll be creating during this particular exercise, we will be going through a couple of services. So from the Azure service point of view, okay, when you are planning to develop any such particular content, and also I'm looking for Azure Storage as a service. Okay, so there will be storage services. We are going to create a particular Azure function app in our particular environment. Okay, so first of all, I'll list out a couple of services which we are going to use in our code and development part of it. So I'll be creating a function app. So basically, this function I'm going to allow me in terms of coding my calling my particular machine learning API from back of the system, and I can connect and access that. Right. So this will be my simple storage account, and inside this particular storage account, we will be using some sort of you can say kind of upload our photographs
Sorry,
or
Jigar,
maybe the images.
Jigar, you are not clear.
yes,
Is it audio is not here?
it is.
Yes,
Yes,
audio
audio
is
is.
not clear.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, is it good now? Just a second. Let me
It's still
change
same,
my.
Jigar.
Still the same.
Yeah, just a second. Can you guys hear me now? Is
Yeah,
it better?
it is. It is better right now.
It
Yes.
is better.
Okay. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Sure. I think I just changed my headphone. Looks like some issue with it. So in this, what I'm expecting is that this will be my storage account, and I'm planning to store my images inside that. So whatever the photographs or whatever the image which I wanted to push it in my system is going to be uploaded in this particular storage account. So uh, those compute vision or custom vision API gonna help me to get my particular photographs as soon as my blob trigger. So as soon as new image gets uploaded in my blob storage, I wanted to connect and access these particular blobs, and at least I can visualize that whether it's a polar bear or it's a fox or any other particular specific animal, right? So my storage account is going to be utilized for pushing the file into my particular system. The second thing is that I'll be going ahead with my compute vision API. Okay. So what I have done from development point of view, I have created one, what do you call, the virtual machine. And inside this particular virtual machine, I have created some development and configuration related activities to work with this entire project, right? So you need basically to work with your Node.js. You need to work with your uh, I mean, you need to connect with your services, and at the end, you can access those particular element into the system, right? So what is expected from this instance? Just a second, it's getting reconnected. Maybe I can RDP one more time with this instance, and let's see if that helps me to go through with that. Just a second. So in this, so there are couple of elements which we supposed to access and work in this particular instance. So first of all, we will be creating that particular storage account in our configurations. We will be creating function app, and there will be a particular compute vision API which is supposed to be configured and connected with this environment. So what we are planning to do is that there is a uh, there's a API call which we need to go through with it, which is something called out as in custom vision AI. And this particular URL basically helpful to you in terms of creating a particular, you can create your machine learning model, custom machine learning model, because usually what happens that I don't want to go ahead with existing one. I just wanted to create my own custom machine learning model, and I wanted to train on my images, my particular compute vision environment and all. And based on that, I just wanted certain kind of accuracy that when those images are getting tracked or somebody upload into my system, so I wanted to make sure that they are like captured perfectly, and it will get detected from out of that particular image. Nowadays you must have seen that many enterprises are coming up with this kind of business use case. Right now we are just going through with this polar bear or the image of animals getting detected from that particular photos. But if you observe that majority of the traffic signals and all, right now they are coming up with this kind of system where they want to keep a track of it, that who all are wearing helmets or who all are wearing seat belts or certain kind of activities they wanted to detect from the overall environment. So here the configuration and whatever the accuracy what we are expecting from that image, we can keep a track of sample images to be uploaded in our particular custom vision AI, and we can train our particular machine learning model which give us certain kind of accuracy that okay, if you have captured photographs with different position, maybe single animal, double animal, or the possibilities, right? So you can capture the photographs with those particular possibilities, and you can make a collection of those particular photographs, and at the end you can push it those particular photographs with your particular vision, compute vision or custom vision AI. And here the advantage is that you will be able to train your particular model, and you will get all the activities, right, in terms of training your model, uploading your particular sample images, get the accuracy of your particular images, and you can even test and validate that if things are right on track or not, and accordingly you can plan your further development process on top of it. So in general here, we are going to work or create a particular compute or custom vision AI which help us in terms of keeping a track of our particular polar bear images, and we can access it. So here I'll have that particular what do you say, the custom vision AI. Okay, and this is basically uh, helpful in terms of keeping track of my activity, and maybe you can say that when you are planning to execute any such image uploaded inside that, you may track of it. So this will be your storage account, this will be your custom vision APIs. So in this, basically, we are going to perform couple of activities. Okay. So those activities are, first of all, you will be creating a project. You need to upload a sample images, and then you will be training your particular machine learning model, which is something helpful in terms of giving you that a kind of confidence that whatever the images you wanted to keep a track of it, what is the accuracy you're going to get it, and how that entire activity looks like, right? So here, uh, usually when you want to begin with this entire exercise, you will be creating new projects, you will be uploading your particular photographs and all that. So of course, I mean, you have to have your Azure subscription in place to work with this custom vision AI. And as I mentioned, that all the steps are given with your Microsoft Learn steps. So if you guys are planning to go through with this step-by-step activity, the guideline is given to you. So this will helpful to you in terms of creating and referring your train your particular model, how you're going to upload your photographs, how you're going to train your particular activity, how you're going to create your projects, and which link you are supposed to use in terms of connecting with this particular custom vision AI and all, right? So you will get those particular references. So in this case, uh, I have created project where three different source of content I have uploaded. So if you see over here, there are three particular photograph samples I have pushed into my project. So one is with Fox images. I just wanted to experiment that whether it is detecting fox, whether it is detecting polar bear, or any other particular animal. So I have captured images with different what do you say, like position and possibilities of that graphics. Similarly, like if it's a polar bear, then that specific images are uploaded into the system. Maybe 2 to 3 polar bear, individual, close up, distance based images and all, right? So these particular like sample images and sample photos you will be getting it, and these particular photographs uploaded into the system to create and train my particular model. So uh, once you push your particular images inside that, okay, definitely while pushing this particular images you need to tag them. Which image is like which one, whether it's a fox, whether it's a bear, or whether it's a walrus, which one that specific character or specific animal image you are planning to push it into the system, that is something going to be you can say captured, and then you can train your particular machine learning model on top of it, right? So first thing in place, you will be uploading those particular photographs into the system along with tagging, and then you have an option of training your particular machine learning model. Okay, so what is the role of this particular model? This will basically perform the iteration. So right now, let's assume that you have a couple of images only. The sample images what you have captured, they are very limited. Okay, and tomorrow you might found some additional, what do you say, additional pose or additional evident of those images, which you need to train it again and get some more closer accuracy, because going forward in future, if those images are coming up, then you are in a better position to again keep a track of it, right? So here, basically, when you run that particular iteration, when you run that particular machine learning model to be trained, it will render all your photographs, all the images which you have uploaded, and basically you will set up the threshold, like what will be the portability. If it is 50% match, then also like go ahead and give me the explicit result out of the box, right? So in general, right now you have this particular steps to get going. You can execute that particular structure, and behind the scene, this custom vision AI basically identify what is the precision, if in case any recall is required, or what is the final proportionate percentage it is given by that particular overall machine learning model to train on the photographs. It will show you the accuracy, it will show you the precision out of that particular images, and then later stage you can implement this particular model to detect your particular photographs and all, right? So here if you see, there are some percentage given by each categorization wise. I have like uploaded those particular photographs and trained the model on top of it, and trust me, it is seamless. I mean, you don't need to write a lot of code or any code as such to test and validate this particular machine learning model. It's a fully managed service. You just need to push your particular photographs with different poses or different variations and combinations, and back of the system, when you train this particular model, uh, this machine learning model itself basically go through with each and every single respective image, and then it will come back with that precision, that what is the accuracy they are getting it at the end of the day. So this is basically a kind of accuracy given. So if I wanted to test over here itself, maybe I can simply go ahead and test my particular photographs uploading over here. So let's say I have some couple of test images, and maybe I can pick and choose one of them and upload it. So this particular the custom vision AI, the custom machine learning model what we have created, it is something giving me the accuracy that what was the accuracy of this particular model, the photographs which was uploaded, and it will show me that what will be the prediction, so the tag which is associated to that particular photographs, and it will reply back with that specific result at the end. So here let's say another element I can just upload and test it. So basically the advantage is that, so if you see like the fox point of view, it is giving me 100% accuracy, depend on the photographs or depend on the images what we are considering back of the system, right? So here from the it's more about kind of standard way in terms of working with the machine learning model, and you have some particular valid use case where you can push your particular images and you can train your particular model the way it is expected, right? So ultimate goal over here, I have just like created that specific configuration, and uh, there are some particular local project creations we need to follow up. So here what I have done, I have just created my local project with Node.js. So this is basically built on top of the Node library. So we have some particular local development project folder structures and other stuff I have created, which is something helpful to me in terms of connecting and working with my Node based or JavaScript based development part and all, right? So in this, we will be using a particular, you can say, structure. There will be a data model I have created, which is something available in the form of, let me open up in a Visual Studio Code. So this this particular JSON model, which is created with a camera. So I'm assuming that these photographs which was captured of polar bear or fox or walrus and all that, they might be captured with some lat long value, they might be captured with some particular different locations, right? So I just wanted to make sure that this JSON file is basically capturing those particular data inside that. Okay, so if you observe, it has a device ID, it has a lat long value, right? And this lat long value is a combination of minimum, you can say, 2 to 3 country, like there was a Cornwallis Island and Bathurst Island. So these are the two different islands. From there, we can consider that these photographs has been captured, and these photographs we are going to utilize in terms of pushing it with our lat long value in our system. So this is basically my local project which I have created and published my local what do you say, files and graphics into the system. Now what is the activity we are going to perform in this? Okay, so there will be some local project creation. Definitely when you guys are following certain steps and all, you will be able to create that particular steps, and you are planning to capture those particular activity. Okay, now our agenda is to recognize the particular what do you say, the polar bear based on the machine learning model what we have trained. And to achieve that, we will be writing a particular function app. Okay, my function app will have a combination of my storage account, and it will have a particular mapping of my services with my Vision API as well. So we will be using some particular API URL. Okay, we will be using API URL. We will be using API key, because end of the day, uh, the key is going to allow you or permit you to connect and access this custom vision API. And that is something going to be triggered within your function so that it will give you some sort of result back of the system, right? So that's where we're going to have a combination of this particular component to be added. So to do so, I have created a function app in my environment, right? So that function app is coming up with, let me share that. So here I have created my function app. Okay. And this basically a function app going to allow me in terms of connecting with my configurations or the system what we are planning to focus. It is something going to allow me to connect with this particular instances. So our primary objective is that we will be creating a function. There will be a blob trigger. So if you're planning to create any new particular connectivity with your particular image which is getting uploaded in your particular blob storage. So what I'm looking at it, as soon as somebody upload any new blob file into my storage account, I wanted to call my API, which is my custom vision API, which pick up that particular photo, pass the reference of that photo to my API, and validate that which particular animal is this. And according to that upload mechanism, it will revert back the specific input from that activity, right? So here you will be using a particular blob storage trigger. Okay, as soon as you select your blob storage trigger, you will be like configuring that which blob. Here I have created one particular, what do you say, the container inside that particular storage account as well, which is something referring to my photos container. And we will be connecting to our storage account, which is something I have already created. So this particular storage account going to be refer in my application of, or in my particular function app code, right? So the advantages over here is that whenever back of the system, whenever my code gets triggered, it will call out my blob storage API, that if in case new blobs get uploaded into my system, my function app will get triggered and it will call out these particular API functions from the back of the system, right? So that's where the configuration is going to be taken care, and it will help me to connect and access these particular services. Now, in general, there are a couple of configurations you need to take care of it while performing this particular activity. Of course, you need to configure your Node.js libraries to be set it up. You need to configure your connection strings in your particular function app. So right now, if you see in my function app, I have created this blob trigger particular function. Okay. And I have some code written with it. Sample code is also there. Uh, when you guys are going through with this Microsoft Learn module, definitely you will get some code snippets as well. And this code snippets basically give you the idea that what all the structure like supposed to be followed over here, right? So if you see, like, we are calling up our particular storage account references, we are getting the context of our particular storage account. And I mean, just to access these particular storage activity, you need to install and set up your npm Azure Storage SDK. So it will be helpful in terms of connecting and accessing your storage class library. Now, in this particular entire exercise, what we are going to do is that as soon as somebody upload the image, right, when it is getting into my container called photos, we will be capturing the blob name, and we are planning to get the blob metadata. So each metadata information comes with their lat long value and ID of that particular image. Okay. And what we are trying to consider over here is that as soon as somebody push the image into the system, we are expecting around 80% of threshold. Okay. So if I'm getting 80% threshold accuracy from my image, then I'm good to go ahead and I'll be able to detect or post the message that from where this bear located and which locations and all that is something captured into this particular system. So that's your particular basic JavaScript code, which is written in terms of calling that specific API and collecting data which is uploaded in your particular blob storage. Also, I mean, once you have this code in place, there are a couple of additional configurations which we need to do when we are planning to call this particular function. What we need is that we need to configure the mapping of our particular keys of Compute Vision API. Okay, so usually when you are working with your projects, you need to train your model, you need to configure your model, and you need to publish your model. Okay, unless and until you do not publish, you will not get the public API key to connect and access this machine learning model from your particular system. Okay, so to do so, you need to create and publish your particular model from the backend of the system. So here I can say that this is your I mean, I have published already this particular API, so I can go to my prediction URL. So here you will get it a particular prediction URL which you are supposed to use and map in your function app configuration. And also you need a key. Okay, this prediction key and the URL, combining both, you will be able to push that image file or that particular URL of the image to this particular API, and it will return back the result with image precision or the accuracy of it, right? So that's basically the activity what we are going to do. So in my in my particular function app, if you go to your configuration sections, definitely you need to configure your environment variable, and this environment application environment variable going to provide you a connection to that specific model. So basically I have created two. One is the prediction key. This is something, the key which we have taken from that custom vision AI API, and at the same time we have the URL which is something offering connectivity with that particular machine learning model what we have trained so far, right? So these are some standard configurations which is something we need to provide, and we need to map it in our particular activity. Okay, so this will basically help you to understand that how that particular structure looks like, and it will give you a kind of like standard options to connect and work with that particular services, right? Now, just to test all these, I mean, I have done this particular activity. Okay, let me go to my function app, and let's say, let me go to my code and test. Okay, and we just wanted to make sure that we are running with this particular uh, functions. If I just open up this, so it will show me the logs that what is currently going on with this function. So here it shows that we are connected and currently it's in running. So let this particular open, and we'll just upload the photographs and everything inside these photos container, and let's see how that looks like. Okay, so to do so, I'll go to my storage account. Okay, here is my storage container. I have kept it open, and let me upload photographs. Go to upload blob, and let me select the photo. Let me see if I have that image. Maybe I can take it from my other folder. Or in my projects, I do have some photos folder as well. And let me upload any one of the image. Okay, and let's say upload. So the image got triggered and upload into the system. So here it shows that, I mean, we will wait for this. So here, if you see that new blob detected image 12.jpg, right? And it shows that currently the information regarding that blob created and all that informations are part of it. Yeah. So if you observe, I mean, it is triggering and calling that API from the backend, and we'll just wait for that particular activity. So here, if you see, the API response, the polar bear detected by undefined at undefined undefined. I mean, these are some additional these are my because it's trying to get the latitude and longitude value and camera ID from that blob metadata, which is something not updated with this image, so it is not getting the value. That's the reason it is showing me undefined undefined. But if each image, if I have it in system, then it will show me all the activity and perform that specific task, and it shows me that which image, which activity I wanted to execute, and it will throw the particular value out of it, right? So just to get idea, if I connect with my command prompt right now, I have my node application is up and running on my local machine, and if I run this, so yeah, my images are getting detected now. And let's see in this function app what is happening behind the scene. And it should be giving us polar bear. It will give us the count of images, and it will also help us to get the what do you call lat long value of each of those particular images. Okay, so let's wait for a few minutes, a few seconds. So now if you see, the images are getting detected now, that another occurrence like detected into the system. So back of the system, my the API gets called. It will trigger that particular activity, and it will help me in terms of visualizing that particular image and give me the output at the end of the day. So it will create a kind of standard polar bear tracking activity, and I'll get that particular information into the system. And let's wait for it. I mean, once it is up and running. Meanwhile, the last couple of architectural components, what we need to add over here, right? So when we are going ahead with this activity, so the other services, because end of the day, we wanted to go ahead with visualization, right? So visualization is something we wanted with our particular Power BI, we wanted with our particular data. So last but not least, we will be adding one more service, that is Azure SQL Database. Okay, we will have AZ SQL database in terms of as in service. Now the purpose of this particular activity is that whatever the images are getting tracked, right? We just wanted to push that particular images information. Say for example, the image reference, the lat long value, all the detail will get pushed into my database services, right? So at the end of the day, this particular database captures my image details, my which image it is, and lat long value of that particular image. And at the end of that, it will be kept, I mean, embedded within my Power BI reference. So you can have some particular visualization in place. We will be creating or will have a particular report in place, and that particular report is going to helpful in terms of planning and provisioning your like connectivity or mapping with the backend of the database, right? So you will have a configuration where you can say that it will be giving you kind of options to connect with the activity, and I can say you will have your Power BI, and you will be creating your connecting with your Azure SQL database as a service. So you will be using a particular data model coming from Azure SQL, right? And you will be creating a particular report out of it. So that report is going to be utilized within your system. Okay. So maybe you will be using a map, a kind of widget, right? So this map widget is going to help you in terms of querying your data based on the lat long value, because end of the day, we are keeping track of lat long value from this polar bear metadata information, right? So each image what you upload into the blob storage, right? So each image basically capture minimum 3 to 4 value. One is what do you say, the polar bear as in image reference, the name of that lat long value, and it will also capture the device ID from where this particular photograph has been captured. So combining these four more metadata informations, we are connecting and updating those information into our database. And based on these details, based on the function app, which is something rendering our value. So here, if you see now, each particular polar bear, right, which is getting triggered, and every time when it is getting triggered, you will see the lat long value to be accessed, right? So here it says that polar bear detected by polar cam at so and so particular lat long value, and this is the camera name basically given, or device ID given, or something like that. So every time whenever the new image gets pushed into the system, it is something allowing you to detect the value from that respective device, or maybe the camera ID, and you will receive that lat long value from that specific image. So each particular photographs into the system. Okay, each particular photographs what we have into the system, they have their own particular metadata informations to be made available, right? So these metadata informations are we're going to utilize in our activity. It will be a kind of like properties of those particular photographs, and if you see lat long value and device ID, so these data are updated along with each respective image, which is something we are rendering in our function app input and all that. So it will give you a complete flow, right? So this is basically a kind of structure what we have created so far, because function app is going to provision and perform the activity back of the system, and that's basically we need to make sure that it will be helpful and connecting with my machine learning model and give me the data back of the system, right? So ultimate goal over here is that we need to plan a particular overall development life cycle at the back end, and it will give you some sort of proper workflow to gather the information from the machine learning model trained by the vision custom vision AI, and that is something we can access in our particular solution throughout the life cycle. So ultimate goal over here is that this is something mapped with your Power BI report. That's where your Azure SQL database is going to be created and connected with the services, and you can access them behind the scene, right? So right now, I mean, I don't have this Power BI created so far. This was the desktop API. I was struggling with some single sign-on issue with it, so it is not opening for me. So this piece only is pending. Otherwise, I would have showed that output as well. But yeah, I suggest that if you guys can go through with this particular exercise from scratch, right? I mean, the link is given in your particular meetup, and you have that entire exercise given from scratch, where you can simply create this entire customized machine learning model to train your particular images or train your particular photos into the system, and you can get the precision at the end of this entire activity, right? So that's where this entire tracking system of polar bear activity come into picture. So any questions, queries so far? Let me know. I mean, I can happy to help you out and answer your questions or queries what you have. As I said, like when you guys are going ahead with this learn module, just to get better access and like completing certain points from this particular, what do you say, the particular Microsoft Learn module, I suggest that if you can sign in and then perform, so you will achieve this particular number of points, right? This XPs and also maybe at the end, at certain stage, you may get some completion badges and other stuff. So definitely those things like really helpful later stage in terms of working on certain things and all, right? So that's basically you can take a look at it.
Hey Jigar, this is Praveen here. I have one question.
Yeah, Praveen, please go
Uh,
ahead.
so it's related to the cost. So when we consider Azure Functions, it's based
Mhm.
on the consumption. So
Correct.
how does it work out for the custom vision APIs?
So usually, if it is any particular service, if you think through, right? So let's say, for example, if I wanted to go ahead with my, let's say Azure.com, it will redirect me to the Azure portal, and the pricing point of view.
Uh, we are not able to see the screen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Uh, okay. Not sure my how my screen got stopped sharing. Can you see my
Sorry,
screen now?
Yeah.
sorry, Jigar. I
Yeah.
actually shared.
Yeah, we are able to.
Sorry.
Oh, okay, okay, no problem. So here, basically the pricing point of view, if you go to the pricing calculator, so what Microsoft is offering, that they have some particular standard pricing calculator. So you can imagine that when you are working with any enterprise solution, right, and at the end of the day you need a proper pricing model for your services, because end of the day it's not only one service you are going to work with it, you might gonna work end up working with multiple services, right? So if I go ahead with my AI and machine learning, so here is my Azure Cognitive Services, and this service has a pricing catalog given, that which service you are planning to use out of this, right? So I'm going to use my custom vision API, and which region you are planning to deploy. So right now I have deployed this in my South Central US. So, and right now I'm going ahead with free or standard option. So if you are going ahead with free service tier, then at least you can create up to 2 projects free, 1 hour of training per month available, that machine learning model training, because as and when you keep on uploading photographs, you need to train your model again and again, right? So here the total 1 hour of flexibility given in for free tier, so that entire month you can at least upload your images and train your model at least maximum for 1 hour, right? But if you want more than that, probably your frequency is more, then definitely you can go ahead with standard pricing tier. And as soon as you switch to your pricing tier with the standard one, then you will get the total pricing. Now here it is given like for entire month. I know that my machine learning model, I won't take more than 5 hours of calculation, right? So maybe your pricing might be minimized, and this is your like overall pricing cost for rendering your image or executing this particular overall activity out of the box, right? So pricing tier is quite flexible, and whenever you are planning to combine together, so you don't need to only calculate price of cognitive service, but even function app, storage account, right? So these three elements combining, you need to calculate the price of your entire solution. Make sense? Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, queries? If no, then we are good to wind up. Rashmita, over to you.
Thanks, Jigar. Let me just quickly share my screen so that can everybody see the survey link and the learn module link. Please feel free to share your feedback about today's session, and also please use the learn module link shared in the chat section also. This will give you access to additional resources to take your learning further. Also, please visit our Microsoft Reactor Bengaluru meetup page for more upcoming session. Thank you all once again and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you, Shivam, so much. Sorry, Jigar, so much.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.